Nuremberg in Germany, and I don't know what where it will end. I'm very
take your time.
Honored.
Take your time, Norbert.
Touched. And it's I don't know exactly. I'm something maybe I was hearing. I could not be here yesterday evening, but because I had something to do, and I was listening to or seeing the yesterday talk and meditation, and I think you said something, Jon, about at least as I remember, that the best way to take care of ourselves is to take care of others, and the other way around also. And yeah, that's something very touching. I think it also, and when I discovered this opportunity here, and I'm really also, like all the other people, very grateful and honored to be here. And I did not expect to be so touched and connected, and now I feel like I want to be here every evening, and I'm like it's not starting, but I'm really attached, and I'm like grasping on this.
Oh.
And yeah, but you were something also you said this week several times. You were starting from Memorial Day, I think, and I live in a town where there's a lot of reason to memory and to remember what has happened. And
I've been to Nuremberg. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and tomorrow I have a little workshop for the first time, and I have to wear the mask for like 4 hours, and I know it's nothing because a lot of medical care workers are using this. But I'm speaking or making a workshop with about mindfulness with the volunteers who are working in families with people with dementia. And so I only can lose something when I have once the recognition of mindfulness, or awareness. And I think it could be useful for people, for nurses or caring people.
Oh, sure.
And also for people with dementia. And I don't know if you have any suggestions or something to. I want to also talk or try to make another approach. You were talking to approaches, and to the. I'm a gerontologist, and so and I always like to work with people with dementia because they are so uncontrolled in a positive way. I think they're so in with their emotions, and I like to invite these volunteers to not see them as different, even if they don't have their memory. And I don't know if you.
Well, they're still human beings. Let me try to pick up on some of the threads that you've offered us, Norbert, and especially in terms of like you're going to a real workshop tomorrow with real people who are all going to be wearing masks,
First
and
time,
it's the
yeah.
first time. So, you know, I can understand that there'd be a lot of concerns just about that. And then, of course, what to do. And if I heard you correctly, I heard that you would have the intuition that it would be valuable to, in some sense, bring the possibility of cultivating mindfulness to both the caregivers and the people themselves who have dementia. And first of all, there's a lot of work that's being done on that at the moment in various places. It's a very good idea because so your instinct is absolutely right. But the most important thing is to not make it into a big deal, but to just be yourself and encourage everybody else to learn how to feel and then articulate their experiences. Because there's a lot of suffering. I mean, there's a lot of grief. I mean, my father suffered with Alzheimer's for over 10 years, and I was, you know, with him an awful lot of time during those 10 years. The most important thing with people who are suffering from memory loss or dementia of one kind or another is to just be with them and allow things to be as they are. And they will feel that from you. And that's probably the most loving thing that you can do. Now, for the caregivers, it's incredibly stressful to take care of somebody who has dementia. So it's very valuable for them to learn how to resource themselves, both in terms of their own interior resources, like mindfulness, and how to use it to modulate very high stress levels. And also outer resources from, you know, the German healthcare system and the community and everything else to do that. But your instinct is absolutely right that this can be of enormous value. And the biggest instrument that you have, the best instrument you have for uh, affecting this in the meeting tomorrow or going forward or whatever, is your own being. So the more you're grounded in your own body and in your own multiple intelligences, so that you're not just coming from your thought structure about what would create an optimal meeting, the better off everybody will be, and probably the better an outcome you will have. And really, it's only a first step, because what I hear you also saying is that you want to, in some sense, create a community that learns together and grows together. And this is a gigantic problem in every country in the world now, and we do not know how to optimally navigate these waters. So, yeah, have fun with it.
Thank you very much.
Is there anything you want to ask me in having heard that, or are you pretty okay with it?
Both. I'm okay, but if you ask, I'd like to ask you something personal, if you would like to share, because you were mentioning your father and with Alzheimer's disease. And did you experience something like, yeah, kind of opening up or deeper connection, or that has not been possible before this happened?
Totally. And I've actually written about it in one of my books. So you can actually look it up. It's in a book that's called Coming to Our Senses. And there's a chapter in there, I don't even remember exactly what the title is, but it says, the subtitle is A Tribute to My Father. Okay, and it
great.
describes those 10 years. So, yeah.
Beautiful. I do that, and I like to thank you for your playfulness, or it's a playfulness and preciseness. I experience how you use language. It's so beautiful, and I was starting to read the book you suggested from David Abram, which
Yes.
is
Oh, The Spell of the
beautiful.
Sensuous.
Yeah, it's
Good for
wonderful.
you. Good for you. I'm glad
Thank
you're
you.
listening that carefully.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thanks so much, Norbert. Thank you. Be well.
Thank you. You too. Thank you.